All right, we rolling right into the next episode of your favorite 3x3 podcast. This is Word on the Streets. Replace the E's with threes. I'm your boy, the voice of 3x3, Kyle Montgomery, alongside my partners, Vince Chang, a.k.a. The Energy, and the Mountain, Boz Rosendahl, back again. Podcast is picking up some steam after last episode. That's good news, fellas.
Yeah.
And we're picking up some steam heading into, I would argue, the biggest event of the season, most competitive. It's to be discussed. Europe Cup in Denmark for the first time is on the way. We're talking all about it on the latest episode of Word on the Streets. Here we come. All right, gentlemen. So this episode of Word on the Streets will focus solely on the Europe Cup 2025. I kind of hinted that it might be the most competitive event of the season. I know we got the World Cup, which is technically the title event, the biggest event of the year. But when it comes to 3x3, there's really no argument. It's a global game, but Europe dominates 3x3. It has since the inception of the game. So that's why I figure that this will be the most competitive competition. It's going down in Denmark for the very first time. I've never been to Copenhagen. You two have both been. At the end of the show, I'm going to need some some landmarks, some stuff to visit, some things to taste, because I have no idea what to expect in the tournament or for the city.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Copenhagen is a cool city. We'll talk about it at the end of the episode. Vince, I know you've been there for a while too. What do you think? Is he going to be surprised or what?
He's going to be surprised. It's very docile, if that makes sense. But if you know where to go, it's actually really fun. But you can have some fun with some, touristy spots. But there's like open sandwiches. I've been to a speakeasy because everything closes around like 1, 2 o'clock. But I was up, having fun with this old lady. She looked like one of them grannies that owned the ball for like 50 years and just know how to serve a shot. Before you know it, she takes out her teeth and starts taking down Fleming and Dead. And then you're like,
wait a second,
having a party. So it's fun.
She took out her teeth, huh? Is there more to this story that we need to...
Puts in a bottle of vodka. So this is how I wash it. This is how I wash it, son. Skål!
All right.
So, you're right. Well, me and Boz will be there on hand. Vince, we know you'll be watching.
Yes.
And we all been we've been, chatting on WhatsApp this week leading to this podcast, setting up the show. And we all agreed that we want to start with the team most in need of a European title. This is another event, especially in the men's competition, that has been fairly one-sided, dominated by Serbia. But in recent years, going back to last year, Austria winning in Vienna, one of the most iconic European championships ever. So, and in the women's competition, Spain are the defending champs. Do they have enough this year, especially with the Netherlands, hitting on all cylinders? These are all things to discuss. But the first question to start this podcast, and Boz, I'll let you start us off. Who is the team in the men's competition, then the women's competition, in most need of a European title?
So I took this exercise seriously, as I do, right? And I started checking out the teams, the amount of wins they have, the likeliness of them having a win. But with Serbia being this dominant, it's hard to pick, one of the kind of second-tier teams there. With, the Netherlands would be an interesting name to name here, of course, with them only having 2 bronze medals, never having won the Europe Cup. Switzerland, after their World Cup success, would be a good name to name. But it came down to me to availability of this type of tournament. So a team in most need of a European title is Denmark. And I'll tell you exactly why. Okay. This federation is investing. No, trust me. This federation is investing in a Europe Cup only. Their national team has never featured on the pro circuit. Their national team has never featured anywhere else besides this tournament and maybe a Europe Cup in the past. They are not going to have another opportunity, it seems like. I'm not sure what the legacy of this tournament's going to be. I'm not sure if we'll be back in Denmark. It looks like this is just a one-off. So, look, if we want to get a foothold in the Scandinavians if we want to get into Denmark and see them more often, which would be nice, right? New countries in the 3x3 is always cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary for them to have a big blow-up moment here. Get to the podium, maybe pick up a title. Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think they are in need because I think 3x3 is a sport that we want every country to play, and for Denmark to continue playing this at a decent level, they need a win.
You know what? At first, when you said that, boss, I was like, "What?" But after your explanation, I can dig that. I can understand that. Yeah. If it's a one-off thing, this is their chance to make a first impression, or it could be a last impression, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Vince, who you got?
I ain't gonna lie. It was like when Kevin Hart was talking to Dr. Dre, how Stevie Wonder called you really early in the morning. What? Hey, Steve, it's 9 a.m.? I was like, Denmark. Because I looked at the line. Hey, no, Boz, again, you're the professor. You're Dr. Rose Bosnick. But I'm looking at the lineup. They got Lithuania first and then Austria second. As much as you're rooting for Denmark, oh no. Look, but I'll still root for them. The hometown heroes, you never know if they have the same luck and skill as Austria did when they had it in Vienna. I'm with it. But to my pick, and actually it goes to what Boz said. These players, they have an Olympic title. They've been second in World Cups with our co-hosts in 2017. With one of the legends that actually brought him to another, podium in 2018 with Jesper Job. There it is, right there. I think it needs to be the Netherlands because if you're going to be, quote unquote, one of the most dominant teams, you need to have all the rings. They need to be Thanos. You can't just have the World Cup. You can't just have the Olympics. You have to be dominant in the Euro Cup. And as you said, our fearless leader, Kyle Montgomery, this is the biggest tournament of 3x3. We don't care what you do. You could talk about the Champions Cup. You could talk about the Europe Cup is where you staple who's the quote-unquote best team when it comes to the season. As much as we can't see the American teams playing it when we see it's in the America Cup, you can't see in the Asia Cup. This is when you find the dominance. And if you can't really succeed in this cup, can you really say you're the best 3x3 all around? So I'll say it's the Netherlands, especially we have a missing player that's not going to be playing them, which is their best player. They're going to have to step up. But I'm going to go to, Mr. Boz Rosendale's backyard. They got to go to the Netherlands.
Okay. All right. I'm going to throw this country out there, and it may just be a clean sweep on both genders competition for me. But that is Le Bleu. Allez, allez, allez. Where the hell is France? I'll start with the men. So they've only been on the podium at the Europe Cup once. That was a silver medal back in 2019. They have not had their best year on the World Tour, which we've talked about ad nauseum. I don't know if it's a Olympic silver medal hangover this year. I don't know what's going on with the French men's team in particular. And, well, you can mention the French women's team as well. But I think France, as a 3x3 power country, they need a European title, right? They won the silver medal at the Olympics last year, but to me, that's been the highest height that they have reached, and that's not a bad high to reach. Obviously, a silver medal at the Olympics, but to consider yourself the best in 3x3, you got to win gold at the European Championship. And I'm looking at the French men. I don't know how their roster will be composed completely. Looks like Alex Vieira might make his way on that roster. I'm curious to see how that might mix together. I looked on the website. I saw his face on there, but obviously the rosters aren't finalized yet. It's going to be interesting to see who they field on that team. But one thing's for damn sure, they need to show up at the Europe Cup.
Yeah, and maybe that's something interesting to explain to people, right? So we're taping this in advance, obviously, or a week out from the Europe Cup. And rosters aren't finalized yet in the sense that now federations have put forth 6 names total, of which four names are actually listed as players on the website. So there's 2 substitutes out there that could still be made, right? And France, as you mentioned, they've listed Alex Villare with Frank Segela, with Jules Rimbaud, and with Hugo Suhard. So no Paul Joko in this one. He might be one of the substitutes. We don't know this. those substitutes can be made up until the night before the tournament when there's a technical meeting. Then those subs can still be made, so certain countries will bring maybe 5 to 6 players and then sub at the last moment. Certain countries might put some diversion out there and sub in 2 players. Lithuania is known to do this. They always bring in a weird roster and then sub in 2 known commodities at the very last day. So just to get people kind of straight on how those rosters are constructed, they are not finalized as of time of recording.
Yes, time of recording, by the way, 1:27 p.m. August 28th. Mark it down. We don't know yet, so some of it we kind of just spitballing at the wall. But still, my pick still remains France in most need for the men. All right, how about the women's team, boss?
I looked at France for the women's team as well. I also looked at Spain. I think the women's, we'll talk about that later, it's going to be a 3-team race anyways because there's 3 teams that have been dominant, top of the field over the last, 7-8 years. Out of those 3 teams, though, Spain and France have the most gold medals. So I'd say your World Cup champs, Netherlands, is the team that they only have 1 Europe Cup win.
Only one?
Well, look, if you compare them to France and Spain, who have more, then it's only one, right? Because, I mean, look, in general, I think the Netherlands is one of the most dominant teams in the world right now, if not the most dominant team in the world. If they bring the same lineup they have played with in the World Cup, that's a lineup that hasn't lost a tournament this year. They have come in first in every single tournament that they've played.
Yep.
If they bring that lineup, and that's a big if, it's not listed as we speak. Again, roster's not finalized. But if they bring that squad, they are kind of expected to win, being the champs at the World Cup, being the number 1 team in the women's series competition as well.
Right.
And again, for them, they have 2 silvers, 2 bronzes, 5 medals total, 1 gold, compared to Spain and France, who have 2 and 3 respectively.
See,
so I'd
boss,
say the Netherlands.
I don't think that they need it. I don't think that this year this would be a letdown if the Netherlands didn't win gold at the Europe Cup. Hell, they just won gold at the World Cup. Hell, they won damn near every women's series stop they played in.
Yes.
Winning has become the norm for them. So from in that respect, yes. But if they have a hiccup at the Europe Cup, I don't think that they're going to, their shoulders are going to be down, head's going to be hanging. No, I think that they don't need it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned France, and I mentioned the men. But the French women?
Nah.
What is going right for France's women's team? They haven't won anything significant in a long time. I hate to harp on it, but there was the Olympic failures. No women's series wins this year. They didn't place at the World Cup. They did take silver last year, but man, that feels like an eternity ago.
It's a long time ago.
Sixth
What are
the
you
year
talking about?
before, right?
Long
So
time ago.
you are right. They were 6th the year before, silver last year. They had some roster turnover.
The last goal was in Graz in 2022.
Yep. Yeah. They did bring an interesting roster here, though. So, but we'll talk about that. Yeah.
I probably I agree with you, but I also wanted to mention Germany. The Olympic gold last year. I know that the roster is completely different, but I don't know. This is more of a political thing. When you think of the 3 power nations in Europe, and it's kind of translated to 3x3. Spain's won a European title. France have won a European title. Germany hasn't. There's your big 3 right there. Germany does not own a European title.
Right.
Boss, check the history books.
They have 1 silver in 21. That's it. 1 medal.
Okay, 21. That was in Paris, right?
That's
Lost to Spain.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, where's that European pride from Germany at? Are they going to prove that they can be the big dogs on this continent?
You want to put that on them with a fully new roster, though?
Yes, because Alyssa Mavius, who she'll make her way into the conversation later. She's becoming one of the biggest stars in the game, and she's getting the publicity. She's got the spotlight on her. She's got to prove that she can lift her team to different heights. But I'll stick with France. I just threw Germany in as an extra.
All right.
Okay.
BC, what about you?
I mean, I'm also going to go for this underdog. We've always seen them play. We always have this, are they going to do it? They never really do it. The last time they were even successful in this was back in 2016 when it was called the European Championship, when a legend got to retire. Her name is Miss Majessi, was on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Hungary. Hungary needs to somewhat just show up in some way and somehow, okay? Never, ever on top. The highest they get is 5th place. They had silver in the Worlds back in, 2019 in their own backyard. Yeah, yep. And in 2021 and 2019, again, they were just 5th in Europe. And then I'm looking at this squad. I'm like, can they ever show up? And I still hurt. And I personally hurt because, I'm a pop fan and all of them. The Universality Olympic tournament, when they got beat by Italy, when they had this much chance to go to the Olympics, which was a dagger. You saw that. Ray Adelaide, Ray did her thing. But I'm saying it's Hungary because they don't got much.
And Vince, not to cut you off, to just twist the knife even further.
Oh, boy.
They lost to Germany on the Svenja Brunkhorst last-second desperation shot at the next OQT.
Yep.
That also made them face Canada, and they end up getting blasted and missing on a chance at the Olympics in their own backyard again.
You got me. I was going to talk about that, too. Again, it's always a disappointment.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
It's Hungary. If any team, when it comes to these women's series, they need to at least get 3rd place or at least make it, okay? Because we root for them and they play hard. I gotta admit, they may not have the size sometimes. They got the speed. They rock out, and then they're the team. They're kind of like when you see the Supersonics back in the day, and they really couldn't really do much, and you're like, are they gonna win? But they're such a fun team to watch.
You talking about the Sean Kemp, Gary Payton days way back then? The deadlift shrimp days.
Shrimp. Now we're losing half the crowd, guys. Where are you going with this? Dang, deadlift shrimp.
Okay, it's Hungary. Okay, I can dig that. Especially the pressure of playing in their own backyard. Again, in front of their federation. I can dig that. Yeah. Okay, so those are the teams, in our opinion, who are in most need of a European title. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to sleeper now. Let's go to sleeper. I'll start us off, and I'll start in the men's. And it's kind of crazy because this team ain't really no sleeper, man. This team is on the map in a major way, but there might be some people still sleeping on them, and it's got to be Germany. It's got to be Germany. Listen.
Sleeper, though? Sleeper? I would say they're a favorite, though.
No. Germany's not a favorite yet. No. Did you see them in Taipei?
The way they've been playing? But
did you see them at the Taipei Challenger?
Did you watch a Challenger, Kyle?
Oh, okay.
Hey, don't worry about that.
Did you see them in Taipei, which means you watched the Challenger? Are you good?
I've been busy nursing 2 young pups recently. But they finished 6th in Taipei. That was the first time I saw them in a long time. I think since the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna throw the Taipei Challenger aside. I'm looking at their World Cup performance. Although they didn't medal, they played like a team that should have medal. Mm-hmm. Right? They ran into Serbia, however, and the experience ended up being their undoing. But I think that these young kids are starting to elevate their game on the bigger stages. Mm-hmm. World Cup being an example, and the World Tour this year too, making it to 2 finals. I think they're hungry. I think the fact that they didn't medal at the World Cup is going to serve as fuel, as motivation for them. I do not consider them a favorite. I think the men's field is too loaded. I think you got Serbia as, we'll get into that. But I think seven teams could win it. Legitimately, 7 teams could win gold in the men's competition. Germany is one of them. They are my sleeper pick, with Fabian Giesmann leading the way, the most dominant player in the game. They're coming together. Chemistry's flowing. Look out for Germany.
Okay. I mean, I like that. I we'll talk about Germany again, in my opinion. But I'm going to say injuries are crazy, but I think a sleeper may be Austria. I think they may be, grabbing to do a repeat. if they can come together and do the same performance they did at the beginning, I'm saying it's Austria. I think if they can play up, but so well, I'm saying Austria because I think they've tasted gold. I think they're coming together, and I think they may have somewhat of a miracle run, and that's what a sleeper is. A sleeper is, you don't think they're gonna do it. So I'm on Austria. I'm sorry, I'm with Vienna right there.
I got my Lil John glasses on, Vince, just because you. What? What?
That's the throwback.
Hey,
there you go.
That's wild. Hey, for real. Austria have been
a sleeper, man.
Not okay.
Sleeper.
They have been not. They've been in a coma this year.
Exactly. That's what a sleeper is.
Okay, true, but man, I do not see it at all from them. I'd be shocked if they made a run.
Let's see if you eat your words in the next podcast. If you've done it before, I would prove myself.
Boz, you not on his head for this? You actually give him a pass?
Thing is, if you take this year's results into account, they should be a sleeper because they haven't been good, right? They haven't performed, and just because of that, I don't think people are expecting much, which means they could be considered a sleeper, I guess. But look, sleeper in this field, in general, was really hard. Think about it. You said there's 7 teams that could possibly win this. I think if you count in Switzerland, who got silver at the World Cup this year, and of course the roster may have changed, but there's 8 teams that could win this, right? And I mean, and then we're counting out some teams that are unknown and that we don't even know how we're going to perform yet. So picking a sleeper from that field is very difficult. Hence my pick, Latvia. I think Latvia is a team that's being slept on. I think, especially as the roster is constructed right now, and let me run through. We got Zigmars Raimo as of today, of course, Carlos Lasmanis, Francis Laches, and Rihards Kuksiks. And Kuksiks is a bucket. I don't think people really know him yet. I think he broke out at the Hong Kong World Tour, but it's one of those that not a lot of people may have watched, or people might still be unaware. But this guy can go. He can really score. 8.5 points at that World Tour in Hong Kong, 43% from 2. He'd be an insane addition to the squad, whether it be in this construction or if Mies is added for someone else.
Yeah,
I mean, they're always going to have the defense with Raimo on the court. They can hide, his. I'm not sure if he's a great defender. They can hide that with Raimo in the back line. But Kuksik's another scorer added to this team, and another great shooter added to this team could make Latvia a very dangerous team. And I don't think they're being talked about enough. Their last medal was 2 years ago, 3rd place in Jerusalem at the Europe Cup. So
that was the Lasmanis game, right?
Lasmanis
toward like 15,
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lasmanis drug a bunch of dudes to the Europe Cup bronze. That was pretty much what it was.
Yeah, but the roster's not finalized. I saw Miesis on the website as sub.
Miesis could be a substitute. Yeah, you're right. And again, look, and then they have a choice to make. Because, Kuksiks to me, I would like to see him perform at this tournament. Mm-hmm. Are you going to sub out Laches and go a little smaller? You're not going to sub out Lasmanis, of course, and Raimo, you need him for his defense. So they got some interesting choices. It could be good old, Laches, Lasmanis, Raimo, and Miesis, if anything, next week. But I'm really hoping to see Kuksiks perform at this level because I like his game, man. He's a bucket player.
I think it was Hong Kong this year where we really saw him break out. He was like at close to 9 a game this year.
Exactly.
Unorthodox. I made the mistake of judging the book by its cover, and he shocked the hell out of me. I like that pick. I like that pick.
Okay.
All right, women's sleeper. Since I got us started, I'll keep us going. I'm going to pick them again. I think I picked them as my sleeper, one of my sleepers for the World Cup too. But I believe in this team for Poland. Poland's women, to me, are a sleeper team. They're a defensive-minded team. They're gritty. They got great guard play. They're a defensive-minded team. I thought they played well enough to medal in Mongolia this year. There was a dream run of the Mongolians, obviously, who served as a hitch in their get-up, so to speak, for Poland along the way. They end up not finishing on the podium. But the way they played in that tournament, they look like a top 3 team to me. So, I think they've been middle of the road, maybe 2 semifinal finishes on the women's series this year. But Alexandra Ziemborska, I still believe that she's the right star to lead this team. She plays on both ends, 100% effort all the time. They haven't medaled at the Europe Cup before. So I think that this could be the year that they creep up and have an opportunity to finish on the podium. If not, contend for gold.
Okay.
Poland women, my sleeper pick.
Well,
All
and
right.
what a run that would be leading into that Warsaw World Cup next year, right? Fourth at the World Cup this year, pick up a medal at the Europe Cup, and then going into that home tournament. Look, be stuff of storybooks for sure. Vince, who you got?
I don't think people talk about this team at all. To me, it was the most fun women's team to watch in the Olympics.
Oh, you're going to take my pick. You're going to take, yes, come on.
Azerbaijan, baby. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Mods. I did my deep dive too. Budapest, some game, already winners. They have 3 players that could average 6 points a game. Okay, and that's teamwork. All right. Fraser can beat someone down low. Arika Carter knows how to share the rock. And also, they have 2 Olympians that was on the squad that, don't forget, took out one of the top teams in the women's 3x3, Canada. They beat
Mercedes
China.
Lewis.
Well, I also play if Mercedes Walker. I would keep Walker because all she did was walk. Okay, she didn't do no defense. she barely can go side to side.
Did you say barrel? What?
Y'all. Y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill.
We watched that game. I love you, Mercedes. I love you. You are a luxury car, but
you better hope she don't hear this podcast.
Take that gear off neutral when it comes to defense.
You live the closest to her, Vince. She's gonna mollywop you.
But I'm telling you, if she just played a little bit and had more movement, they could have medaled. Because don't forget, they also beat the bronze medalists, USA. But you're looking at who they're taking out during this year. They're beating China. They're beating Latvia. They're taking out top female teams. So what I'm liking about them is that this is my sleeper pick. Again, teamwork is key for them. They know the move to rock. I'm going to look really at Arika Carter to see if she's really going to control that team and keep them in check. But Azerbaijan is my sleeper pick for the women's.
Okay, so let me add to this because I also picked Azerbaijan. I don't agree with you with the fact that they've played some of the top teams. Latvia, yes, sure, they've now picked up 2 women's series wins this year. China hasn't really featured on the women's series all that much, and their team's not that great this year. So I don't think they have the experience against the top dogs, and I'm curious to see what they'll do against that pack of 3 that sits at the top here because dating all the way back to 2017, 2 out of the 3 teams, Netherlands, Spain, and France, have been on the podium. Yeah. Dating all the way back to 2017. So the last 7 years, 2 out of those teams have been on the podium every single year. Okay. They don't have the experience against them, so I'm curious to see. What I'm more curious about, though, even, is to their women's series roster, a name was added, and she hasn't been active this year. But it was the dopest player at the Olympics on the women's side to me, and that's Tiffany Hayes. And I am praying. I am hoping. Please let her play. All respect to the players they have now, but if we can get Tiffany Hayes at the Europe Cup, I'm done. I'm getting an autograph. That is cool to me. And she might change the impact this team can make, and they're already pretty good. But they're known to be lackadaisical because I saw their qualification. I hosted that tournament where they qualified from the Europe Cup qualifiers in Kosovo. Yeah. They didn't perform up to standards, I'd say. They played down to the level of the teams that were there. They weren't as dominant as I expected them to be. And that's with the lineup they're bringing here. Now, again, if they bring this lineup, they're tall, they're big, they can play down on the block. I don't know if they have the shooting to stick with the best teams in the world, but I do like that sleeper pick. I'm just hoping Tiffany Hayes plays, man. That would be really dope to me.
Oh, so sorry. I got that.
No, I was gonna say I got a little bit more on Azerbaijan later. I couldn't pick them for my sleeper, but maybe they get another slot for me.
Okay. I'd say Tiffany. This is great watching. She's a bucket. She's gritty. I admit the whole time me and Kyle were at NBC, we were watching her make plays left and right. And she was one of the players that was just happy to be there and just happy to hoop. Was like, oh, we're here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I won a medal, but I'm just going to have the best time of my life and take advantage of this opportunity. So, Boz, you're right. I want to see Tiffany.
I think her most valiant performance was at the OQTs. Was at the OQTs when she was scoring 10 a game. She was playing on an injured ankle, diving on the floor, sacrificing her body to get them to the Olympics. That was crazy. All right, I guess the most important pick would be our favorites, right? I guess we can get to the favorites. All right, Vince, you want to start us off? Who's your favorite to win the 2025 Euro Cup?
I'm gonna hear another Little John. I'm gonna hear another Little John from you. Okay.
What?
What? Who?
Okay.
Huh? Okay, I'm gonna see what y'all. Yo, Boz, you know Kyle's emphasis. Huh? Where?
Yeah.
Huh?
All right, give it to us then. Give it to us.
I'm gonna say from left field, because they're hungry and how they're playing, and you got your golden boy on it. I'm gonna say Germany. I'm gonna say Germany to me is my favorite.
Favorite though?
I'm gonna say it's my favorite. Let me talk about it. So this year you say go into and you said it before. They went to 2 finals on the world tour. They've been playing against competition left and right. They have not really been blown out on a repeated basis. I think they're gonna have some fresh legs coming in. I think now with Bakerman, Ajman, and also Giesman, that is a dominant 3. And they've also proven that they can play with 3 players and still go far. With the addition of anybody, because you never know what the final roster is going to be, I think now they're gaining that experience on the top tier level that they can make a run and at least get to the quarterfinals. Okay, because like we said, 8 teams could win this, but I got these young Bucks as my favorite, and they're going to make some noise at this year's Euro Cup, and that's my personal opinion.
Bad Vince. No. No. I'm taking my puppy training to you right now. Oh my God. Look, everything you said about Germany, I got it. Fresh legs could make a difference for them. They're also young. But favorite? You can't pick anybody as a favorite in the men's competition outside of Serbia, Vince.
Exactly.
Have you fallen on your head, man? Have you seen the way they've been playing of late? They can't be beaten, it seems. They just won a challenger. Was that the tie? No, that wasn't the tie.
No.
That was, which one was that? Challenger expert Boz?
This was the other one that was being played. I forget. Bordeaux.
Bordeaux, yes. Just won in Bordeaux. It doesn't seem to matter which roster they're running with. Any 4 that they put on the floor right now, they're playing with chemistry. They're playing with confidence. They're playing with a will to win that I haven't seen any other country, any other squad match right now. Serbia is in quite a rhythm, man. They're in a rhythm. They are steamrolling people. And I think it'll continue after missing out on a chance to win gold at last year's edition of the Europe Cup. I could not pick against Serbia right now. I just think they're hitting on all cylinders, full steam ahead. They are the favorite in the men's competition, and I don't think it's an argument.
There's no argument there. So the discussion I wanted to have with you guys wasn't who's the favorite in the men's competition. It's who the second favorite was.
Right.
So let's say Germany for Vince. So I looked down the line here, and I really went into this because, again, Serbia, agreed, full-on favorites. They are unstoppable for now on the season outside of the World Cup. But the top group in the men is very interesting to me because it's not a top-heavy tournament like the women, right? So the women's tournament has 3 clear podium favorites. Mm-hmm. For the men's, it could be, after Serbia, it could be a group of 7 other teams that you consider interesting and kind of right there on precipice. So France, of course, in that group. The Netherlands is in that group. Lithuania, you never know who they're going to bring and what tactics they're going to play at a tournament like this. Austria's in there, Latvia's in there, Germany we mentioned, and then I think Switzerland could be considered that as well, especially after the World Cup success and then the dominant run they had at the Europe Cup qualifier. So, and then that leaves Italy, Hungary, Ireland, and Denmark as kind of the unknowns. We don't really know what they're going to do. Yeah. Out of that middle group that I just mentioned, so out of that top group. I think if you look at top teams from there, or teams that could be interesting from there, I would look at Lithuania, Netherlands, and Germany. I think Latvia I just mentioned as an outsider, so I can't really put them as a favorite or as a sleeper. So, and Lithuania, their roster is constructed a little bit oddly. And what struck me in their World Cup run is that they changed tactics from what they usually do on the pro circuit with the core of guys that they have there and that they bring onto the national team. They changed their tactics into something completely different, and I don't know if that's good for their rhythm. The Netherlands are in an unfavorable position. They are in a pool with Latvia. You lose that game, you end up facing Serbia in the quarterfinals, and you already know the luck of the draw is always with the Dutch. Mm-hmm. So I don't know about their position as secondary favorites. So I ended up actually going with Germany as well.
Okay.
I don't mind what they do. I like what they showed at the World Cup. I like their defensive prowess. And as of now, their roster is the three guys that Vince mentioned with Leon Fatigue.
Yep, I just saw
that.
And
I think he's a huge add.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a scorer, maybe a secondary scorer behind Giesman that can control the flow of the offense, that can get his own shot.
Yep.
And that has the chops to actually, mentally kind of steer this team in the right direction as well. You could see him pick up on the coaching role at the World Cup. He was getting guys involved. He made sure everybody got their touches, but he also picked them up when they were having a down moment. Yep. He led the charge against the Netherlands, where they shut down the Dutch offense in the last few minutes of that quarterfinal game and got the buckets they needed. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind them. I think they're a very strong team. They are young, though, so we'll see whether that translates to actual success. But as far as the situations in the pools and who they're lined up against, they're lined up against France, a team I think they can definitely beat, and they're lined up against Hungary, again, a team they can definitely beat. That means if they come out in first, they're playing Austria, Lithuania.
Yep.
Those are also teams we've seen them beat. That means they can go on a deep run to me.
All right, I can dig that. I like that, boss. Women's favorite. I hate to be a little boring, I guess, with this. I picked Serbia, which is not a tough pick in the men's competition as a favorite. And I got to go with the Netherlands women as the favorite in the women's competition. I know it's not a sexy pick, but I think it's the right pick because of the success that they're having this year. Talked about how dominant Serbia has been. I think the Netherlands women, their success this year would rival that. I think they played in 6 women's series events this year. They've been in 5 finals in those 6 events this year. Not to mention winning gold at the World Cup. It's more than a talent for Netherlands right now. Yeah. Richard Driessen is the best player in the world. And the stats would back it up. But it's the resolve of this team. I watched them come back from that 0-2 deficit to start the World Cup. I thought this team was going to struggle. I thought they wouldn't even compete for a medal. And the way that they turned things around on a dime, the way that they ramped up their intensity on both ends of the floor. Nortje Driessen, those last 4 games compared to her first 2, night and day. And since then, they've never let their foot up off the gas. I think that they are the heavy favorites in the women's competition. No disrespect to the defending champ Spain and other teams competing, but for me, it's the Netherlands women. They are the favorites.
Kyle, I'm with you. There's no way that we cannot not pick the Netherlands. I mean, if France changes their roster a little bit and we see that roster that we saw in Edmonton, I'll be impressed. And they only had 3 ladies that went pretty far. But, yeah, I mean, Boonstra's been doing a thing. Driessen, number 1 player, Slaughter, and then, Van Kruisem. Yeah, it's going to be the Orange Lions, I think, is going to take it. But when it comes to the women's series, sometimes when you don't have, the Plouffe sisters that are playing, which, again, we're going to keep giving her homage. Kat is great, but Michelle retiring. It's going to be the Netherlands, too.
I mean,
that's
same
where the
here.
hell did Canada come into this conversation?
Yeah,
I'm just talking about dominant teams when it comes to the women's series. Because when you look at the America Cup, you see Canada, they're all that going to take it. When you look at the Euro Cup, you're like this, it's going to be the Netherlands. When you look at the Asia Cup, could be up in the air. You know, you look at maybe
Australia.
Japan and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Okay, sir? Thank you.
Another
all right.
shameless Michelle Plouffe plug before we okay, go ahead, boss.
Yep. Now, okay, so again, I think the Netherlands to me is the favorite as well. But as I mentioned before, I think there's 3 kind of favorites that are all worth mentioning, which is Spain, who doesn't have a roster uploaded yet, but I think they always bring a very competitive team. You know, Jimeno, Igravide will probably be a part of this. Alonso de Arminio and whoever else. Like, look, Spain is always competitive. They've shown why they're at top of these rankings here in Europe.
Yeah.
France, I'd agree, Vince. Like, I don't know if the full roster from Edmonton would be a good idea, but I think the roster as constructed now already has some merit, right? Page, we know what she can do. She's been around the game for forever. Mane, a little bit of disappointment this year, but she is a good scorer if she is surrounded by enough other scorers, right? So I don't think she's able to carry a team by herself this year, but I think she's good enough. The other 2 names that are on the roster right now, right? Ewodo, nice player, can get her own bucket, but 16 Maquette is an interesting one to me.
Okay.
Maquette is a high level, very high level pick and roll target. Can shoot it a little bit as well. She is very tall. Standing at 196, she might be the tallest lady in the tournament, but she's also still very mobile. They play a defense where she shines. She plays on the Orléans squad. The tournaments that she played, they were really good defensively. And managed to get enough offense to get by. I think Page helps on the offensive side as well. Now, imagine the subs you could have on this team. Jay Koundade could be a sub. And we don't know the substitutes, right? Brochant could be a sub. Hortense Limousin could be a sub. This team could be upgraded in a myriad of ways as well. Yeah, exactly. Wemby could be a sub. So Milapi even could be a sub. There's plenty of options to maybe even improve on the roster as it stands on the website now. So I think France is worth mentioning, although I do think the Dutch, if they bring that World Cup roster, because they don't list it on the website for now. They list Boonstra and Driessen with Zoe Slachter and Lotte van Kruistem. But if they bring that World Cup squad, again, they have not lost a tournament in that lineup. Not in the Women's Series, not in the World Cup. They are the clear favorites.
Boz, I can't believe that you would mention France as a favorite over Poland right now. I don't know, man.
Historically, again, going back to 2017.
Oh, historically, fine. There's no debate there. But I'm talking about rosters right now. There's an argument to be made. I'm not saying that Poland is clearly a better team, but I think that they're close. Obviously, I gave Poland the edge over France.
Yeah.
But definitely Spain in the conversation with the Netherlands.
All right, gentlemen. What do we got on the slate next? Players to watch.
It's the players to watch. Really, fellas, it's player to watch.
Oh, God.
But I understand that Boz has a long list.
Player to watch.
It's player to watch in the men's competition and women's competition.
I just wanted to have a backup option in case you guys took my pick. So I wrote down a bunch of names that I can talk about. That's all I'm saying.
AKA hedging your bets. Instead of putting all your money on one horse, you want to put 6 out there and make sure everybody's taking. I see what you're doing, boss.
I mean, come on. Cheers to the guy that always brings up 16 honorable mentions.
Somebody, Shiloh wanted to make an appearance on the podcast.
Oh, hello, Dougie.
Today.
Hey, Dougie.
Shiloh wants to say hello. All right, that's enough. So this is the fourth member. This is the fourth member of Word on the Streets. All right, get out of here. You've been fired already.
I was expecting Kyle's infamous, 16 picks? Here's my dog. Here's another pick that we never talked about.
Shiloh wanted to get in her pick for player to watch in the women's competition. Oh, Miss Marvelous. I got to go with what she says. She says, Miss Marvelous, Alyssa Mavius of Team Germany. Who knows how far the team is going to go, guys?
Who knows if she'll play?
Who knows? Good point.
She's not on the roster for now.
Who knows if she'll play? But if she does, I don't know if there's a more entertaining female player in 3x3 right now. Any arguments there? Is there a player that's more exciting to watch? who is a walking
Tiffany
highlight.
Hayes.
I'm talking about the
Tiffany
dishes
Hayes.
and the
Tiffany Hayes.
Ooh.
Tiffany
No,
Hayes.
don't say it's not. It's not even close, bro.
You can't even. The way
Wait
she
a
gets
minute.
over that rock, don't do that.
Tiffany Hayes, to me, is the best player on the floor no matter who's on the floor with her. Tiffany Hayes is a different animal. And I'm talking about highlight potential, swagger, pizzazz, the no-look dishes, the step-back middies, the crossover. She put a woman down on both knees last year. Not one knee. She put her on both knees with her arms spread open. For me, if Alyssa Mavius, Miss Marvelous, plays for Team Germany, for me, she's my player to watch. All eyes on Miss Marvelous.
Okay. All right. Baj, you want to go next? You got me.
No, you go ahead.
Mine is coming out from left field, I think about. We haven't seen her a lot. She's married, and I said a fellow Netherland or a Dutchie. All right. Shout out to, Dimes. She just had a baby. But, last time she was at the Euro Cup, she was averaging 6 points. She's a beast. And she's a drug that everybody should take a little bit, which is Special K. Okay? Camilla Kata. Hey, look, we never know what Lithuania could do. She is coming out as, not a hiatus, but we've been hoopers. And correct me if I'm wrong, Bod, you could say it, the trash man to the right, Kyle, even though he thinks he's nice, but he can't play anymore because, his knees don't work. The thing about it is that you are away from the game for a while. That first game back or tournament back, sometimes you get that extra boost and you're like Jordan. Everything falls. You're feeling great. You got the energy, and then you just have an explosive moment. I'm going to be watching the Lithuanian Special K to see if she's going to be that player to watch.
To add to that, look, I'm very familiar with Camille's prowess because, she's with DiMeo. DiMeo's a good friend of mine, and they were over for dinner here a while back. Brought baby Demi along, who is set out to probably become 7'6", and that baby is gigantic. No lie, like it's the cutest kid, but he is a unit. But anyway, I think they're both going to have some extra energy because the family will be reunited. Because Camille pulled off an incredible, athletic feat. Just a couple months after birth, she got back to basketball with the help of physical therapists. Played in Eurobasket 5-on-5 with the national team. Brought Demi along, not DiMeo, but Demi, the kid. Then signed a professional deal to go play in Lithuania. Again, brought Demi along. So DiMeo's out here in Amsterdam by lonesome, and they'll be reunited at the Europe Cup. So I'm sure they're both going to have some extra energy. Some extra motivation to do well because I believe. Look, I'm not sure. I haven't asked, but I believe that Demi's coming too. So we're gonna get a chance to see them as a unit, as a family, and let's see if that helps them perform. I like your pick, Vince. I like it. I don't mind.
It's like Colton Runner when he won, in Austria, the family, and that was it. It was like for Joyce. Maybe that look was it. So it's gonna be fun.
You know what? They'll probably have to correct me on this, but I believe that Special K and Dimes, their love story began at a Europe Cup.
Paris, no?
Well, I might have been Paris 21.
I think Paris 21, yeah.
Well, I'll have to ask him, but yes, how coincidental, how ironic that they're both going to be playing this year. We think.
Yeah, and we. I mean, again,
what love story
I think we
began. That's beautiful.
Yeah, now we got to start calling her Special K VDH, which is odd.
Oh my God.
Okay, anyway, forget about that. So my women's player to watch is I picked this because I think if this team does anything, if they can get a win, it's because of her. And it's Sydney Wallace from Great Britain. And I'll tell you exactly why. She can go.
Pick. Yeah,
she can really hoop. At the Europe Cup qualifiers, they won all 4 of their games. She got her own bucket. They don't really play a team-oriented style of offense. They just get buckets. They get buckets from the mid-range. They get buckets from close to the basket. They get buckets from 2, and she was the main bucket getter. Almost at 9 points per game in that Europe Cup qualifier. Tearing teams apart. Doing whatever she wanted. Left or right crossover. Dwayne Wade step back. Whop. It was good. It was really good. So I'm very curious to see how she does performing against better competition. And they didn't exactly have a light run at that Europe Cup qualifier. They played Italy. They played some decent teams. But I'm curious to see how they do against better teams. This could be one of those teams that kind of upsets the field, or that offsets one of the pools by getting a win that you don't expect them to get. They'll start out in Pool C. Of course, they'll feature Hungary and Spain, of which Spain, I believe, has the veteranship to beat this squad. But Hungary, Great Britain is going to be a match to kind of circle on your calendar to try to figure out if Great Britain can do anything. And if they do, it's going to come at the hands of Sydney Wallace.
And I'm gonna tag on that because see them play in Edmonton. They did decent. And, they couldn't beat the Netherlands. They beat a Puerto Rico team. They went against Canada. But I just want to take a second, and if you look at her picture, Dushan, get her picture up. That is the most menacing women's series picture I've ever seen from any player playing 3x3. She looks like a goddess that's gonna take your soul. So
yes.
She looks like she's coming to ball. Like she's not there to make friends. She's there literally to be Shang Shu. What's his name? From Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna take your soul. What's it? I'm failing at this right now. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
we'll get it.
No.
Yeah. But yeah,
quiz failed.
Quiz failed. I'm excited too. That's great.
But I'd say next to Tiffany Hayes, Sydney Wallace is the most dangerous ISO weapon we will see if she plays. Vince, I don't know if you've seen her play in person or seen her play online. Or Vince, Boz is not capping at all. She is a problem.
She is a bucket.
She's missing zero in her bag. Hezzy, step back, tween. She got everything. Mid-range money. Bet not leave her open from two. Make you look silly. She's crazy. Like it'll be interesting to see if she makes the roster.
Okay.
All right. Men's player to watch. My men's player to watch, to keep an eye on here at this Europe Cup, guys, is one I know Boz will love, and I know that you respect dearly, because you commented on his physique last podcast, Vince. I believe you called him Husky.
I did. I didn't. That was Vince.
Well, the man's been eating his Alpo. He's called the Connect.
You're picking my pick, man. I'll put that in the chat.
Connect is the player to watch in the men's competition. Again, rosters have not been finalized, but I think he might end up being the go-to option for them offensively in this tournament. I think he's going to become the number one. He's got the keys to the coup, and he's proven this year. Make no mistake about it. This is a banner season for Martin Bacanek. Best 3x3 season that he's ever had, right?
Yeah.
He's on a tear. We just saw him at the Taipei Challenger go crazy. I think he averaged on nearly 8 points a game, shot it better than 45% from 2-point range. And I think he's ready. He's ready to step into that role. I don't mind Martin Bacanek having the spotlight on this Netherlands team. Questions about the chemistry, questions about what the final roster will obviously end up being. But if Marty B goes and he represents the Netherlands, I think they're in good hands. The man is on a tear. I'm impressed with Martin Bacanek this year. I'm watching him.
In this probably is his first national team appearance for the Netherlands, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so outside of 5-on-5. But so I think that counts for something. As the roster stands right now, there's no Worthy. Very curious to see if that will change. But if Worthy's not playing, I'm curious. And look, and that's the chemistry stuff you alluded to, right? Because I like your pick a lot. But he's going to have to learn how to work with a true screener, right? Because now they run a lot of guard-to-guard screens with Worthy and BA screening for Maarten. With Di Maio coming in, they have another true screener, a bigger guy added to the roster. So I'm curious to see what happens there. But I like that. Vince, who you got? The same player?
Well, I put that in the chat. This man taking my notes like we're in science
That's why
class.
I got backups. That's exactly why I got backups.
Listen, I was picking Martin Bacanek anyway.
But I'm gonna double down because we also talk about his defense, how he barely plays defense. He's just an offensive prowess, right? But Medieval got defense. Dreesen got defense. Even the Dimes, he's lateral. So this also gives him more room to be that offensive onslaught and just let it fly. I mean, yeah, he could drive to the basket. You know, like I said, meeting him for the first time, didn't think he was that tall. He has got a husky build, but here it's time for him to truly step up. Like you said, the Challenger's doing great. All the World Tour, he's showing out. But to do this on this stage, and I said this in the beginning of the podcast, you want to be dubbed the best team in 3x3. One of the cups that you got to be dominant is the Europe Cup. Yes, you got your country, got your medal. You know, you're going to be at the Worlds. No, you got to beat the best of the best in Europe because that's where 3x3 are basically originated. And then you could say, we're top dogs. And then we could talk about legacy and legendary teams. So you got to get that gold or at least that silver.
Are y'all both nuts?
No.
I like the picks, but who's going to lead the tournament in points per game? Can we get a quick vote here?
Str33ts.
Heck no. Kyle, who's going to lead the tournament in points? Yes, exactly. How are we not picking the fuck? I was almost cursing because of you guys. You almost made me curse. Dang. See? There's what you did to me.
Boss, that's an easy pick, bro. That's an
How
easy
are we not
pick.
picking the future? That man is averaging 9 and 7.
You're right.
And all Germany can do is watch him operate to try to see if they can pick up some W's. And you guys pick. Look, I agree. I think Bouknecht is a good pick. I like him, and he's going to have to lead this Dutch team, so I don't mind the pick at all. But Fabian Giesman is definitely leading the tournament in scoring.
Yes,
and that is a fact. And we're a week out from the tournament. Yes, I can already predict this.
But that one's a no-brainer, almost like picking Serbia as favorite. Well, except for Vince, obviously.
He is the clear player to watch. You don't have to rub Vince's head and watch the crystal ball.
The shot coming this game.
I was trying to go off the beaten path a little bit and pick a guy that I knew that you guys weren't going to pick. And, yeah, I'm sticking with my pick.
You didn't read the group chat yesterday? Vince already picked him.
But you're right. No, he didn't say that he was going to be the player.
Yes, I did. I got the receipts, bro. I'm going to screenshot it. Dushan, put the message.
Don't put the screenshot in. Do not.
Okay.
All right. So we have players to watch. Well, I'm curious because we kind of went through this beforehand. It's a 12-team field, both on the men's and the women's side, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious, what team would be your kind of lottery pick team? Not a sleeper to win it, but like if everything falls right, if the sun, the star, the moons all align, what team would be your kind of like lottery pick team to win it all?
Vince, you go first, because my lottery pick
slim
team
chance,
is going...
but not none.
My lottery pick is
chance, but not none.
Gonna knock you out of your seats.
And it's hard to say this because they've already proven that they can do work with that, roster. Switzerland. I think that is like if everything goes in line, Le Mans is great, Martin, you give it Dubas. I think it's Switzerland because they're a contender, but we've always seen them kind of fall short in the past. We talked about the Lausanne team. So I think if all the planets are in this great cosmos, Switzerland goes all the way. That's my pick.
All right, Boz.
Do you want me to go first?
Yes, you go.
Or second, because I just went.
Look, all right, I'll do it this way. I went down to the last 4 teams and checked out what they could do. Denmark is a full unknown to me, so I have no idea what to expect there. Italy is not bringing their leading scorer from the Europe Cup qualifier, a dominant big man called Zuka, and he's not there. And I don't think he's going to be subbed in either because he's playing 5-on-5. So I'm not rooting for Italy in this one. I mean, I'm not rooting. I'm not counting on Italy to do anything. Hungary, we always see them come up short. So I had to go with Ireland.
Oh, yeah, I should have let you go. I should have let you go.
I've watched them for the last 2 years at the Europe Cup qualifiers in Kosovo. They are a big team. They are bruising. They have enough shot making to kind of stick with other teams. If they can slow the game down to a grind, say kind of the look out of left field here, on the pro circuit, the Ulaanbaatar style of things. Slow things down defensively, get enough buckets, overpower people, make it a wrestling game. I look, again, the planets have to align, the astrology signs have to light up the sky. Like it's a way outside pick here, but I think Ireland, if they could at least win some games. And imagine this, because they haven't qualified to the Europe Cup in ever. Imagine stepping into your first World Cup or Europe Cup, I mean, and you're in a pool with 2 Olympic gold medalists.
Yep.
So that'll be tough.
Yes. That'll
be very tough.
Boz, I shouldn't let you go because look at you. You undercut me. You know, I'm with you, man. I got my bagpipes and my kilt ready. Check it out. I'm doubling down on Ireland.
Oh, boy.
Got the pun going.
Listen, I've heard good things. I've heard good things about them. They got some guys coming from 5-on-5, and like Boz said, they're big, they're bruising. But I just made a pick on feel. I mean, look, I was born on St. Patrick's Day. I like Conor McGregor. The color green to me, I enjoy. I like Irish beer. Listen,
you said kilts and bagpipes. That's Scotland, but we're good.
Yeah. Just because you found out about the black men in Scotland,
leprechauns and Guinness would have been closer.
Hey. He has a friend named Tiny too. I'm pretty sure he calls him Leppy Tiny.
Yes, that's true. Whatever. That's my case. That's my case for Ireland, and not only that, I think the appeal of that story, that Cinderella story. I mean, the chance of winning gold. I mean, it's 1 in a million almost. It seems, but
we saw this year it could happen though with Mongolian women.
True. If they could make it to the podium to represent the small island of Ireland at the Europe Cup stage and put them on the mat in that group, that would be legendary. That would be legendary.
Yep. True.
So I got no scouting report fully on this team, but I'm with Boz. I'm doubling down on Ireland. They're the Hail Mary pick.
Repeat after me. When you see them, say slancha. Slancha. All right?
Slancha.
Slancha. It's basically cheers in Celtic. But don't say slanchava, because that's Scottish, because you already got your kilt and your bagpipes ready.
I didn't.
So say slancha.
We're going to edit that part out. Like, listen, man.
I'm the one in charge of that. I'm not sure if we will.
Oh, shit. I'm in trouble.
The world
now.
traveler. It's not the world knows.
See, but I think Boz and I's lottery picks were true lotteries. Switzerland's not really a lottery pick, Vince. They just played for a gold medal at the World Cup, man.
I'm just saying. I'm going by from past experiences when it comes to Switzerland. Like, the things don't align for them. All right.
That World Cup was an outlier, though.
Yeah.
True.
Thank you,
I think they could be a sleeper, but you know, the lottery pick, that's like shot in the dark, Hail Mary, 1 second left, full court. This team right here.
Back. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What about women?
Let's see. I got to go to my notes. You just threw me off there. And look at Boz going to his notes too. Oh, my women's lottery pick. Drum roll, please. Y'all already mentioned this team.
Yeah, no, you're going to pick my pick.
It's Azerbaijan.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, dude, that's not a lottery pick at all.
They're not no, I don't look at them because it all depends on the roster.
Bro.
They go from lottery pick to favorite if Tiffany Hayes is on the roster.
Bro, they are Olympians.
They are Olympians. Talking about, bro?
Listen, they are a lottery pick. Azerbaijan might not even make it out of the group stage. Listen, Tiffany Hayes is the key. Now, and that's no different. I love our Erica Carter. She's a hooper. Her and Brianna Fraser both are very skilled individual players. Mullenhauer can shoot it from long range too. I see the talent, right? I see the talent. But for me, Azerbaijan is a long shot. A long shot without Tiffany Hayes. Tiffany Hayes changed the game.
They are in a pool with France and Ukraine.
Yeah.
And they have won 2 women's series this year out of 4 events played.
Yeah.
So what?
Nothing. Nothing. Just leaving it out.
And the rosters were different every women's series.
It means the whole country got talent.
Okay, well,
They import talent, bro. They,
I was going to say
they
that's
buy
up
talent.
for
What are you
discussion.
talking about?
That's up for
Oh my
discussion
God.
right there.
What are you talking about, Vince? They got Brianna Fraser. Does that sound Azerbaijani to you?
Right, Erica Carter,
Tiffany Hayes. Like,
Hayes.
I'm sure Tiffany Hayes wasn't born in Baku. Damn.
Anyway, hey,
The blood
respect
got
my
talent. The
authority.
blood.
Respect my authority. That's my that's my home run pick for the women. That's my lottery pick.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll get you mine then. A true lottery pick is they haven't won 2 women's series or featured at the Olympics. Great Britain. Again, this team was actually pretty dominant at the Europe Cup qualifier. They got 2 bucket getters. We mentioned Sydney Wallace already. They got Nina Rickards too. Mid-range bucket getter, could get her jump shot off against anyone. Whoever the last 2 spots on the team will be, I don't know. Depends on who they bring. They picked up a statement win over Lithuania, who didn't have Special K on the team, by the way, at the Europe Cup qualifier. But it was a 21-11 win. You don't see Lithuania lose like that very often, right? Lithuania is usually a very competitive team. 4-0 in that Europe Cup qualifier for Great Britain. I'm curious to see how they'll do against better competition. They don't have the hardest pool, I would say, again, with Spain and Hungary. I think there's some opportunity there to kind of grow into the tournament, which is always important because the main difference between the World Cup, which is a 5 teams per pool event, and the Europe Cup, which is a 3 teams per pool event, is the fact that if you lose a game, you're almost automatically back to the wall. If you lose another one, you're out and you're done. World Cup, as you mentioned, Kyle, way earlier in the podcast, the Netherlands lost their first 2 games and still ended up picking up gold. So you can have a bad day at the World Cup. You cannot have a bad day at the Europe Cup. Great Britain's not used to that. All right, so that pool, it's not the hardest pool. You can grow into the tournament, like I said before, but they do have to be sharp for the entire tournament. They did show that sharpness at that Europe Cup qualifier. So if all the stars and the moons and the universal astrology signs and whatever else you can think of, the ancient Greek gods, if they all line up, then Great Britain possibly could have a run. Because imagine this, they cross against it's their pool C, right? Mm-hmm. Say they come in second, they'll probably face the Netherlands. But if they come in first, through a miracle, they're going to take on Lithuania, which they've beaten 21-11 before, or Austria, which is a team we haven't talked about much, who have some talent in Sina Hüller, but are unproven. That's not bad.
But hell, there's a lot of dominoes that have to fall for them to, number one, take first in their group and then have an easier route. But, okay, yes, Great Britain. That was my second pick.
Yep.
Vince?
That was my first pick. But we're going to go like outlier. And I'm just going to say it because we don't see them, and their pool is insane. And it's one of the things, it would be like Mongolia, Ukraine. If for some reason they take out France and kill someone, because you're talking about how Azerbaijan is this lottery thing. You're saying Azerbaijan is not good and Ukraine beats them, then okay. That is what you call a 1 in a 17 million shot. We've seen a history with them. They don't go very far. I mean, dobre rano to all my Ukrainians. Good luck to you. But, and they just added the 4th player, like, while we were on the podcast. Like, they just added the 4th player. They had 3 the whole time. So, yeah, they have a 4th player now. I don't want to butcher her name, but Hryma, I think Hermaluk. They just added.
Check that out.
So, boom.
Spain uploaded the roster as well. Yeah, and it's the Olympic roster.
Yep, it's like, oh my goodness.
Wow. Y'all checking the rosters as we do the podcast?
Because we do research.
I love that dedication. I love it.
Yep. But first of all, now Spain is going. That may be also the favorite. Spain looking like pretty strong.
Yeah.
Spain looking strong. But yeah, that would be if all the stars align. If they somehow take out France and they keep that roster, and then because of someone saying that this country has no talent whatsoever, quote unquote, with Azerbaijan saying that they're out the woodworks, Ukraine is a lottery pick.
All right.
All right.
I can accept that. All right. So listen, I mentioned earlier that it'll be my first time going to Copenhagen. I'm super, super excited. Vince, you've been there. You spent significant time there. Boz has been there on multiple occasions, right? And y'all both have told me how incredible this city is and how Denmark is. So I'm counting on y'all to tell me some things I need to do, some foods I need to eat before we head over there.
The first thing you need to go to, it's been one of my favorite shows for a while, The Bear. I don't know if you've ever seen The Bear. Shameless plug. Hope we get sponsored. There's a place called Nyhaven, Nyhavn.
I'm writing it down.
Nyhaven is nice.
It's this beautiful canal. And it kind of reminds you of Amsterdam, but they have these gorgeous color townhouses, 17th century. It's very peaceful. I mean, 18th century townhouses from the 17th. And what has it is great bars that you're going out into the water. So you could just get any food on one side. Another side is like tourist shops. So you have this great balance. They have these boat houses that are actually adorable to see, and people are there. And then it also comes back to the central square of Copenhagen. So then from there, you could kind of go into this great maze that you always get in these European countries of different shops and places to eat. You have to have something. I think you know about open sandwiches. Open sandwiches are delicious.
I read something about that.
Yep.
Open sandwiches. Okay, that's the next thing I'm writing down.
Basically, because when I was shot at the DreamHack when I was working with eFIBA for the first year, they were like, "Hey, are you hungry?" I said, "Yeah, we're gonna get sandwiches." And what do you want? I said, "Yeah, we're gonna have open sandwiches." I'm like, "What the heck is an open sandwich?" It's basically bread, then the meat, then the condiments, but there's no closing. It's just open. That's all it is. That's what's called.
We do that all the time.
Yeah,
it's a regional thing here.
That's very different for Americans.
Yep.
Right?
And historically, you have to see two things. The Hans Christian Andersen statue. He is the creator of a amazing tale that your daughter would know, The Little Mermaid. He made The Little Mermaid, and there's actually a statue of The Little Mermaid. But here's another plug. The Little Mermaid true story is a lot darker than the Disney one that we watch. It is painful. It's still about love, but it gets into more the history and folklore of mermaids, and that when they die, they don't have a soul because they can live for 100 years. They become sea foam and disappear. However, the Little Mermaid fell in love and wanted to get the soul of a human because it's quote unquote would last forever. And then that's what she always yearned for. When talk about the voice, it wasn't a voice. Her tongue was actually cut out by the sea witch, which was painful. When she got her legs, it wasn't that she was frolicking, whatever. She could dance like no other, but it felt like knives were being stabbed in her legs. The fin was like sliced open to form the legs. It's a dark story. Christian Andersen talked about it and made it into this crazy, like, demonic thing, but then Disney twisted. So
you just ruined the movie for me. When I think you just ruined it. I mean, because when I think Little Mermaid, I just think under the sea,
under the sea,
under the water, under the sea. That's what I know. And now you got me thinking dark tales and fins being split.
Yep.
Just think of the Disney thing, but there is a statue. There is a statue that you need to hit up.
Yeah, it's a beautiful statue. And a Denmark hot dog. Okay, you gotta have that. It's really good. Like they put like different condiments. Like everybody has their own kind of hot dog. Get a Denmark hot dog. It's very good. So those are good things I would say when you go to Copenhagen. Oh, one last thing. Everything closes at 2. I said this before. There was a speakeasy that you have to like knock on the door. It's called Cafe Malmo. So cafe, then Malmo. It's like you meet like Vikings there. There's a historical thing about people in Denmark like being like Vikings, but they work for the Navy. Great little hole in the wall, pub. They had a bell that if you ring it, you have to buy everyone a drink. I did that with like 7 people, so I didn't spend a lot of money. But it was great vibes. It's like one of those local pubs. I would check that place out as well.
Oh, dope. Thanks, Vince.
Right.
Boz, you got some add-ons?
I got some add-ons. First of all, it all depends on how eager you are to cross countries off your list. My guess is you've never been to Sweden.
I have been to Sweden. Yeah, I've been to Stockholm.
Okay. Well, never mind that. Outside of the bridge that leads to Malmo, the town, instead of Malmo, the speakeasy, Copenhagen is to me, from what I've noticed about the neighborhoods, all the neighborhoods got a different flavor, right? Nijhaven is the kind of tourist front of the city. Then there's, if you go a little bit more into the city, there's Tivoli Gardens, which is a one of the oldest amusement parks in the world, which is right downtown in Copenhagen. They also have Christianshavn. And Christianshavn is interesting because it's a part of the old fortification wall of the city, but they also have an area called Freetown Christiania, which is a lawless area of the city. Lawless. In the sense that anything goes, and cops really don't go in there. And they regulate themselves. They have their own rules. It's an alternative community. They're very artsy. It's one of those spots where the main issue is marijuana is not legal in the country, but you can go get it there. Because again, it's not regulated. Yeah, but it's a major tourist attraction too, and it's like you don't get to pay with money everywhere, I believe, and like you get trade shit if you like Burning Man style.
Wow, hey Boz, you gotta take me there.
Yes, so this is one of the spots we're definitely hitting up. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to reserve spots at Noma to eat, which is one of the best Michelin star restaurants in the world, which is also would probably cost us our fee for the weekend, but it's all good. I would go. No, but there's some other cool neighborhoods that to go check out. Nürnberg is interesting. There's some street food markets that I'd like to go to. I think one of the things that they try to do is get you pickled herring with curry sauce.
Ooh, that doesn't sound appealing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm being completely honest. That does not sound appealing. I will try it. I'll try anything. Pickled herring with what
curry
sauce?
In curry sauce.
You'd be surprised sometimes. Sometimes it works.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna write it down, but reluctantly. Pickled herring.
But I believe you're there a day early, no?
I believe I get there on the 4th.
I saw travel documents list you as coming in on the 3rd.
Okay, possibly the 3rd. Then I need to double check.
Make sure you don't miss your flight.
No,
yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there at noon on the 4th, though. So we got about a half a day, we'll check out that Christiania. Yeah. That Freetown Christiania is something I want to go to as well.
We are doing it, Vince. We hate that you can't be there with us, man. That'd be a hell. That would be a hell of a get together, man.
Yeah, for sure. And because lastly, what's even better, and especially for me, because I'm well versed in this, it's a bike city, so you can get a bike and ride a bike around.
Okay.
Well, do bikes and beer go very well together?
It's hilarious.
If you had some practice, I can. I may or may not have ended up in the hospital once because I had bikes and beer stuff together. That's a story for another time, though.
All right. Well, I guess with that, I'm all equipped for my first trip to Copenhagen. I appreciate you fellas for that. Boz, I'll see you there. Vince, appreciate you getting up early, man, out there in New York City to do this week's pod, man. You held it down. So our picks are in. The only thing left is for the games to begin. September 5th through the 7th in Copenhagen. We're out in Denmark for this year's Europe Cup. We appreciate you guys for watching the latest edition of Word on the Streets. Replace the E's with 3's. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you support. I'm the voice. He's the energy. He's the mountain. Saying peace out. Until next time.
Slancha.